Hey, I'm Nick, and I've been building software for over a decade, including at Goldman Sachs. And for the past 2 years, I've been running a startup that automates technical accounting and financial reporting. What you're looking at right now is a flux analysis dashboard where you upload 2 periods of trial balance data and it highlights every variance, and even you have an AI that writes explanations for the material variances. I've managed to build that in less than 30 minutes using a coding agent, and by the end of this course, you'll build one too. A huge part of my work has been accelerated by coding agents, and today I want to share the most effective ways to harness them in plain language. Last week, I took part in a live coding session for accountants, and I realized that apparently accountants want to take my job as a software developer. So I told myself, hey, let's at least help them with that. And today we're going to learn how to build applications with coding agents. The session I mentioned was organized by Acclara AI, uh, famous modern ERP, and was led by Alex Altman, who is head of finance at Acclara AI, Brock Bayer, controller at Jump, and Stephen Headland, who is head of finance at Relit. It was very interesting and engaging session since Alex managed to build an application from the ground up, and after every successfully implemented feature, a bunch of VPs, controllers, and senior accountants were jumping from excitement and cheering in the audience. I think I was one of the few software developers undercover, and I was pretty amazed how all of these people who have never written a line of code in their lives can be so excited about coding agents. That, along with a lot of the questions that they had, very practical questions, led me to build this course. Now, these questions were around how do you save your work after you have messed up, how do you share the work with your colleagues, and how do you start. Now, on the point of how do you save your work, the answer is Git. You can think of this as checkpoints in the video games where you can click save, and after you mess up at a later level, you can go back to that checkpoint. Well, the idea is the same here. You would be able to create checkpoints when the code is working and when the functionality is performing well, and later, if you make some mistake, you would be able to go back. Later, these checkpoints would also allow you to collaborate with your colleagues on the same piece of code with full auditability and traceability. That was another pressing concern. Basically, how do you know who changed what in the code and at what time? Well, Git allows you to achieve exactly that. On the second point, how do you share your work with colleagues? Currently, accountants, after they vibe code something, they need to go to the IT department to, so that the department can help them set up links and deploy their projects. I'm going to teach you specifically for web applications how to achieve that with Vercel so that you can quickly spin something and you can share it with the rest of your colleagues simply with a link. And the third point is how do you start? I think on Mac it's easier, but I'm going to teach you also how to do that on Windows, since many accountants still use Windows because of Excel and Microsoft Office in general. So we are going to learn that. And at the same time, I'm also going to give you a template of instructions that you don't really need to know how they work. They're going to contain a bunch of instructions for the coding agents, telling them what kind of technologies to use, what kind of libraries, the style of the code, the design of these things. It's going to be like something like setup that you would be able to put into every project, and it would help you reproduce more easily the results that you achieved during the previous coding session. This course is not about teaching you how to build enterprise software that is scalable. That's not in the scope of the course. The scope is to teach you how to build useful stuff. And that's what we're going to learn today. So let's go.